This Division I hoops hopeful is taking an increasingly rare path, through public school. It started in the back room of a townhouse in Silver Spring, Maryland, no hoop in sight, just an 11-year-old boy and the bum of a basketball bouncing off the hardwood floor. The dribbler was Jao Ituka, born in Cameroon, used to kicking around a soccer ball, new to this sport everyone talked about in the United States. He was big for a 6th grader, so his friends tugged him onto the blacktop. Now he was in summer basketball camp during the day and poring over YouTube videos at night, eyes glued to the game's finer details, mind set on a rigid routine. Sit at the computer for an hour. Dribble for an hour. Watch Kyrie Irving highlights. Mimic the stars around the back move. Get yelled at by his parents to go to sleep. Pull up more videos. Russell Westbrook, LeBron James. Imitate them. Bum. Then repeat. I didn't like basketball until I realized I could watch players do things and then do it myself the exact same way, Ituka said. That was like opening up a whole new world. Just 2.5 years later, Ituka is a 6'1" freshman with magnetic handles, a reliable jumper and a mission to tear down any poor rim that finds itself in his way. He is 13, built like a Division I guard, and his 4-syllable name is already coursing through basketball circles in one of the country's most talented areas as the high school season tips off. But even as he studies others to polish his own game, Ituka's approach to high school and all basketball counters the sport's modern culture. Top talent, nationally and especially locally, is gravitating toward private and preparatory schools. Ituka attends Gaithersburg, a public school in Montgomery County, Maryland that last won the state championship in 1998. Most of those top players are also concentrated in shoe-sponsored all programs, under the recruiting umbrellas of Nike, Under Armour or Adidas. Ituka plays for the One-Up Warriors, an unaffiliated Montgomery County organization still building a reputation. Many Division I prospects use social media as a recruiting tool, blasting out highlights and offers and a filtered view of their potential. Ituka doesn't even have a cell phone. He was pursued by a handful of private schools and top all programs in the summer leading into his freshman year. He chose to do things his own way, utilizing an old path to a high major scholarship and, he hopes, professional basketball career. And now Ituka has to answer a complicated question in an era built on perception and retweets. Is being good enough? In Co Primus, the basketball world sees a phenom. His mom sees a 9-year-old with only one childhood. I am not worried about the exposure or competition at Gaithersburg or in all. Those things will come if you play well enough and stand out, Ituka said. I think I am in a position where I can stand out a lot. And you definitely can't find a competition in a Twitter feed. That's for sure. 7 years ago, the Itukas won a visa lottery and the entire family immigrated from Limbe, Cameroon with green cards and social security numbers. Ituka's father, Fidelis Bizeka, owned the town bakery in Limbe. His mother, Helen Ituka, stayed at home to take care of the kids. But their lives became more strenuous in the United States. Fidelis and Helen are both caretakers for the sick and elderly, and sometimes work from 8 a.m. to midnight. Iamba, the oldest of their 6 children at 20, turned down a Division II soccer scholarship to go to Montgomery College in Maryland and look after his siblings. He works at Domino's in Bethesda and chips in what he can, sometimes buying Jao new basketball gear and always driving his younger brother to practices and games. Before moving to Gaithersburg, the Itukas lived in 4 different houses and apartments, bouncing from Silver Spring, to Bowie, to Greenbelt, then back to Silver Spring before putting down a mortgage on their current home. Sometimes we would go nights without even eating. It was hard, Iamba said. But we just keep pushing through and it's better now. There's no guide to making it in America. Now Ituka, the third born, is trying to make it in a sport he started just 3 years ago. His strength is attacking the rim, where he can draw fouls or finish well above the outstretched arms of opposing big men. He can space the floor with his jump shot, but he would rather pump fake a defender out of the way, knife into space and create for himself and teammates. He hopes all of that will attract big-time college coaches, even if he isn't playing where they normally look. 7 senior boys from the D.C. Maryland Virginia area have signed letters of intent to high major college programs this fall, and all of them play at private or prep schools and for an team affiliated with Nike or Under Armour. Of ESPN's top 50 recruits for the class of 2018, 15 are public school.